All right, we're going to retake our little quiz on equations. We've got 1- and 2-step equations. So let's take a look at the first two. Our goal is always to isolate the variable and to keep our sides straight, because what we do to one side, we do to the other. So I want x isolated by itself, so let's get rid of this 18 by using the inverse operation. All right, just going to bring down my equal sign. On the left-hand side, I'm left with x, and 10 minus 18 is a negative 8. You can also plug that answer in right here. Negative 8 plus 18, that's a positive 10, so I know I checked it. All right, number two. Number two, the 5 and the x are multiplying, so the inverse operation of multiplying is division. I'm going to bring my equal sign down. 5 divided by 5 goes in there one time, so I have x, 1x equals a negative 9. All right, let's take a look at number 3. All right, number 3. We're going to, that negative 1.25, believe it or not, that is multiplying by x. So the opposite of multiply is divide. We're going to divide by negative 1.25. Divide by negative 1.25. Going to bring down my equal sign. That goes in there one time, so I have 1x. And 11.25 divided by 1.25. Just think, 1 goes into 11 times, but that's probably going to be a little big. So let's try a smaller number. It just happens to be 9. All right, number 4. Right now the x and the negative 2 are dividing, so the opposite operation is to multiply. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1. I have 1x left on the left-hand side and a positive 24 because I have a negative times a negative. All right, we're going to do the same thing again, but now we have 2-step equations. So we want to undo addition and subtraction first. Let's take away 8 on both sides. Bring down my equal sign. I have a negative 2x and a negative 4 and a negative 8 make a negative 12. I'm going to, that negative 2 and the x, they're actually multiplying. They're not subtracting, so we're going to divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2, x equals a positive 6. You could even plug that back in here. Negative 2 times 6 is a negative 12 plus 8. That does equal a negative 4, so I know we got it right. All right, let's take a look at number 6. We have a fraction. We can divide by 4 and then multiply by 3, or you can do it all at once by using the reciprocal. We can multiply both sides by the reciprocal. So on the left-hand side, 4 divided by 4 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. I'm just left with x on the left-hand side. And you can multiply straight across and then divide by 4, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cross-cancel. I know 4 goes into a negative 36, negative 9 times. So a negative 9 times 3 is negative 27. All right, let's go on to number 7. We're going to take away, look at that. It's almost the same as number 5. Let's do this. Minus 8, minus 8. 2x equals negative 20. I'm going to divide by 2, divide by 2. X equals negative 10. I can even plug in a negative 10 right here to check my answer. All right, number 8. The variable's on the right-hand side now. I'm going to get rid of this 2. Trying to get x by itself. I have a negative 20 and 5x on this side. They're multiplying, so I'm going to divide. X equals negative 4. All right, 2 more left. Here we go. I'm going to first get rid of that 1.8. And bring down my equal sign. I have 1.3x equals, now these are both negatives. Let's add them. I've lined up my decimal. 7 plus 8 is 15. Carry the 1. Wouldn't that be 6.5? All right. So let's divide now by 1.3. 1.3. X would equal 5. All right, one last problem to go. Here we go. We're going to add 12 to both sides. I want to get that x all by itself isolated. Bring down the equal sign. I have a negative 3x equals negative 15 plus 12 is negative 3. Oh my gosh, how nice is that? Divide by negative 3. Divide by negative 3. Look at that. X goes into, negative 3 goes into negative 3 one time. You did it. Practice these problems and practice checking your answer before you take that quiz. Good job.